trapping for myself and my family. There's no way that this is real, man, it can't be.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Modify Your Life podcast, where I am your host, Anthony Lopez, also known as Heavy to Modified, and I got my hostess with the mostest, co-hostess with the mostest for now.
On this couch.
Sucks to suck, dude. Sucks to suck. But yeah, we welcome. I don't know. I just lost her now. I'm still anemic, everyone. So I'm still anemic, and I still have brain fog, but we're pushing through this. I am fighting a crazy depression. Because my body is now coming down from all the pain medicine I've been taking.
Dependency.
Yeah, opioid dependency. So I've been depressed for the last couple of days. I know what it is. Doesn't make it easier that I know what it is, but I do know what it is. Just have not been happy. The last couple of days, we went to go look at a couple of side-by-sides and some dirt bikes and
that's the only thing
couple things that
gives you like a genuine smile.
Yeah, because I see like just you know what it and like and I see it and I share this like is going through depression is like we know what it is. Like obviously when I don't take Tylenol, so therefore if I'm taking hard drugs, man-made drugs for 42 days and I cut it out cold turkey and my body became because remember the last couple of days I told you like I was just taking them because it made me feel normal. That's a horrible thing to say looking back at it, right?
Well, yeah, you looked a little scared after you said that.
Well, because that's
and then you didn't take them anymore.
No, I didn't touch it. No, because I was like, I'm taking it to feel normal. Like I like.
And I did notice your personality change after you would take them.
Yeah, because I'll get happy. I'll be cheerful. I think that's what drugs do.
I had you back, if that made any sense.
Yeah, I haven't been myself since I woke up from surgery. And I'm sharing this because, not to scare you guys, I mean, get the surgery. Work your ass off and get the surgery. But just don't forget, they removed 22 pounds of skin. So anything that is removed 15, 20, 25, I don't know if anyone's ever removed 30, but I'm the most, 22 pounds, I'm the most I've ever heard of a skin removed. I know there's probably people done other places in like PR, DR, or whatever. Yeah. But, it's all the territory. My body's going through a lot. Think about this. Your skin, our skin is the biggest, what is it?
Organ.
I want to say a tumor. Our skin is the biggest organ. And even though if I didn't bleed at all on that surgery table, they still removed 22 pounds of skin that had blood in it. So going through a lot. With that being said, which leads me into our conversation that I thought would be great to have because I feel 'tis the season. And I'm kind of getting this is, if you guys don't know, I'm a weight loss coach. As of today, I've lost 395 pounds in total. I figured out I've lost weight every single way under the sun. I realized it was all with the mindset, all with the food, all with the knowledge that I've learned. Francie herself has lost 140 pounds and is about to get her first initial skin removal surgery. If you're new to this podcast, we talk about becoming better. We talk about leveling up your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. And we talk about our stories and our struggles and our trials and tribulations so you don't have to go through them. And if you do or are going through them, you don't have to feel that you're alone, right? And a lot of my conversations come from my amazing clients. If you don't know, I'm an online coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a weight loss coach. I'm a coach who really takes this shit seriously, and we don't do cookie cutter stuff.
And you have the best clients.
I have the best clients because I give the best. Because I give my best. That's true. You know what I mean. You are what you attract, right? And I attract quality people, and I give them quality work as a coach above and beyond, and I'll keep doing that. And which just stems to this conversation that we're having because I feel like we both can relate with this even from today's dinner and compared to what we normally would have done and what you normally would have done, and you even did better today. And is we have to understand that, do you want to just crash diet or do you want a lifestyle change?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, do you want your goal just to get to your goal for a moment and then lose it all? Or do you want to get there the right way so you can be able to maintain that goal?
Yeah.
Because it does look completely different. Because the crash diet way will get you there way faster.
100%.
But you're not going to be able to keep that goal long term because we're doing it in an unsustainable way. That's not meant to be forever. Yeah. Because you can't sustain forever.
Yeah, well, it's not meant to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Right? So crash dieting is something that we've all done and we've succeeded in. Let's be honest. We've all succeeded in crash diets.
There's always a new one.
There's always a new one. There's always a new thing to do. Paleo, keto, this, Mataro, GLP-1, carnivore, all this other stuff, right? And at the end of the day, okay, cool. That's a great foot in the door. Who am I to judge? I've got the gastric sleeve. Francine has the gastric sleeve. Obviously, I went another route and I started eating more food. So I'm not here to judge anyone, but I'm here to tell you, learn from our mistakes. And if you know that crash dieting works for you for short-term goals, then if your goal is to be healthy, then obviously we have to change something around.
Yeah.
Right. And when we continue to do our crash diet, get to the 20 pounds, then we gain it back. Get to the 30 pounds, we gain it back. Some people get to 50 pounds. I got to 200 pounds and gained it back.
It
like chips at your soul, and it makes it feel like it's unrealistic to lose that weight and to maintain it. See, a hard thing about life is starting. A harder thing in life is maintaining where you're at your goal. Like, hear me out. I have worked my ass off to get where I'm at today. Francine has worked her ass off to get where she's at today. If we slow down and go back into the old versions of ourselves, we will lose everything we've worked for.
Yep.
Physically and financially.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to hire a coach to gain 200 pounds back in the next year talking about being healthy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You lose your credibility.
Yeah. So understanding that you want to be healthy. And if you didn't have this conversation with yourself, let's have it now. You want to be healthy. You don't want to crash diet. Crash diet is amazing. And you've tried it. It worked great in high school.
Or to fit into the dress for a wedding you're going to,
but then
or
you
a
gain
bachelorette,
it,
or blah, blah, blah.
And I don't want anyone to gain it back. I don't want you to gain it back. You don't want to gain it back. So in order for us to turn into a lifestyle change and not a crash diet, then you have to make the decisions it's going to allow to be a lifestyle. And what I mean by that is that when you go out and say you are in a rush and you don't have your meals prepped with you, do you go to McDonald's and you order the worst version of yourself meal and say, oh, well, I'm doing really good? That's not a lifestyle change.
I was just rushed today.
Say it again?
I was just rushed today.
Yeah, it was just today. That's not a lifestyle change. A lifestyle change is you going to McDonald's and ordering something completely that you never ordered before. Or maybe not even going to McDonald's when you're in a rush and going to a hole-in-the-wall, teriyaki place.
Or wait till you get home.
Or possibly, that's hard. That's a hard one.
But the thing is, we're okay with, we will be fine with feeling hunger for a little bit. But we don't ever allow ourselves to ever feel hunger.
No.
We say we're hungry, but we never really feel physical hunger.
No.
And it's okay.
I can't remember the last time I actually been physically
because you're not going to starve.
No.
Just because you feel
we could all go a couple days without eating a thing or two. Not saying to do it though. I'm just saying though, we could probably miss a meal or two. You know what I mean? But think about it. How many times are you going to let history repeat itself? Like, how many times did we let history? Do you remember when we did the Cayenne? Remember when we did the Cayenne? Yeah, the Beyonce. Yeah, remember we did that? I did that for like 20 days.
You did it longer than I did.
I lost like 47, 47 pounds or something like that in like a month. And then guess what happened the following month?
KBBQ, baby.
Gained it right back.
To celebrate.
I gained it right back. To celebrate me making it 20-something days. Mm-hmm. We celebrated with going back to our old habits. And like, we have to understand that, yes, it sucks that we're an adult and that we're learning how to eat. And it sucks that we have to pay for a coach. And it sucks that we have to learn how to say no. And it sucks that we can't be skinny like our friends next to us. Like,
but eat the chicken, eat the broccoli instead of the pizza that maybe you feel like having.
It sucks. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, remember, this is a goal you set for yourself. No one made you subscribe to our podcast. No one's made you listen to self-development. No one set a goal to lose weight this year. No one's forcing you to level up in your life except for you. Yeah. So therefore, it's not even a force. It's actually just a goal.
And it's not that complicated. Like, if you see it for information and not the feeling, because as humans, we operate off of feeling. So
100%.
It always seems so hard. But if you see it as black and white, it's not hard to do it the right way. Because why would you, again, seeing it as just information, choose to really torture yourself and be like, I can't touch anything except protein and vegetable until this time, right? Because I need to hit this goal. Why would you choose to torture yourself instead of doing it a sustainable way where you're not going to torture yourself? You're just going to limit your indulgence.
And track it to
exactly.
see if you have enough calories for the ice cream.
And you're still going to get there. But by the time that, whatever time it's going to take for you to get to your goal, you're going to be building like so much like knowledge of yourself too. And then also
discipline.
The discipline to know, like, once you get there, it's not hard for you to maintain it because you've been doing it little by little by little.
Chip by chip.
Instead of half a pizza, you eat 2 slices. And then now when you're at your goal, you're just like, you know what? Maybe pizza's not the answer today.
Boom.
Maybe
Frankie.
maybe I'm just stressed today.
Spitting bar. That's true.
Because that's where I'm at right now. Where like how I told you, like I recently gained 13 pounds in the last since he had surgery.
Damn, I lost like 40 pounds.
And everyone around me was telling me, even I think you kind of were on the bandwagon a little bit. They were saying, it is totally okay. Like, you've been taking care of AJ and, like, you're so stressed out. Like,
I was on drugs.
And it's okay. Like, trying to make me feel better. And I remember saying, like, well, yeah, like, I was stressed out, but I didn't have to turn to food.
Yeah.
But also, knowing that, I was still doing it, but I was telling you, hey, right now, I just don't want it. But at least I was being honest with myself, saying, hey, right now, I'm not focused on this. Instead of saying, because of you right now, I can't eat food. Right, because I can't.
Before, I mean, which led into problems in our relationship, is that when I would start falling off, you would just hop on that bandwagon and fall, hell yeah. And I told you I can't have that. Mm-hmm. I can't have that in a partner because I'm terrified of gaining weight. And this time around, it's for you. And like, I was eating bad food, and you were like, "Oh no, I'm good, babe." And I was like, "Oh," and guess what? Guess what it did? It made me feel uncomfortable that you said no to the food. And I'm like, oh, how dare her? And then I stopped eating the food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you see how by you just simply leveling up yourself, it made me feel uncomfortable, but I didn't take uncomfortable like how dare her.
I didn't see that you're uncomfortable, but I know like
not uncomfortable, but like it made me like, well, if she's turning down this, then why am I eating it? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
A couple months ago when I had like my actual like real life switch, we were going out to eat pretty often. And I remember I told you it was actually at the restaurant where we were at today. I was like, you know what? I've been having a lot of fun eating like chubs again. I was like, but I think I'm done. And then you looked at me like, what?
I know. Which is so interesting too, because you say chubs, and like I think that whole entire time we've had Korean barbecue twice within like 3 months, and we had like Taco Bell twice within 3 months, and we had like donuts like 3 or 4 times within 3 months.
But the trigger was one time we had the donuts at midnight just because.
That was, yeah. I think a big part of that too, and just kind of sharing it out there with everyone, is that, you know, I stress eat sometimes. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't realize it until it's happening. But like, that's a cool thing about a lifestyle change, is like you could call it out.
Yeah.
Now the separation from who you are and who you want to be is not the person that calls it out, but the person that takes action when you call it out. So when we noticed, we're like, hey, I'm tripping. Why am I getting donuts? And I was like, well, I'm about to have surgery. I just did a big cut. Blah, 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 blah. All these excuses, right? That run through our head of like, we earned it, right? And then I'm like, okay, that was disgusting. I can't believe I just thought about that. You look at me like, yeah, that was weird. That's not even like you. And then we get back into doing good.
I'm like, you just want to be fat today?
Yeah, you're
what?
just, yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. And we got to call for what it is, right? Like, you just want to give up on your goals today, right?
Let's not call it stress. Let's not call it a bad day. Let's not call it, it's just, I wanted to be chubby.
Yeah. And that's something that you could do in your day-to-day that's going to help you become better, is call it for what it is. Stop saying, oh, well, I was busy. No, you wanted to be lazy. Oh, well, you know, I had to hurry up and get to work. I was running late. Well, because you procrastinated somewhere. Just say that you wanted to eat bad food, but at least tracking and hold yourself accountable. Because when you don't hold yourself accountable for that one day, it's going to bleed into their days. It's going to, maybe not be the next day, but you open up a door. And when it comes to obesity, it's a floodgate.
Slope.
Exactly. It's a floodgate. It's a slippery slope. And it's really not a door that you really want to keep open any longer than it's needed, because that's what's led us into our worst version of ourselves. Mm-hmm. You know, so we have to close that door. And it sucks. It sucks being an adult dealing with freaking obesity. But like, hear me out. Like, when's enough? Like, when is enough? When is enough enough? When are you done lying to yourself? Make it today. When are you done being fat? Make it. Well, you can't make it today, but you can start changing that today.
The most important thing is being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
That's like how I told you. Well, I think the conversation that I had at length was with your mom, when I was just like, hey, like I at that time I didn't know the number that I had gained, but I'm like, I feel like I'm getting bigger. And then
your face is a dead giveaway.
Oh, for sure. And then she was giving me like all like the pep talk of like, no, like it's because I'm like, no, but it's still not right.
Also, the worst person to ever take advice from being healthy is my mom. I love her.
But she's the best.
She is the best. She's a typical mom. She'll make you feel good when you're doing bad. Which is, I don't think that's a good thing, but it's a mom, so it's like expected.
But no, but she is real though. Like, she didn't say, oh no, you're not gaining weight. She didn't say that. She just said it's okay.
Oh, you're getting fat, but it's okay that you got that fat. Just don't get fatter than that fat. It reminds me of that conversation that you told me. You're like, you always say like, you want to have a healthy girlfriend, healthy relationship, but I didn't think you're talking about me. That shit cracks me up.
Oh my God.
I will never forget that.
I'm going to say this one thing. We were having a conversation. He said it many times throughout his weight loss journey. He's like, hey, I don't want a fat girlfriend. And I'm like,
well, I didn't say, wait, hold on. I didn't say I don't want a fat girlfriend. I know my verbiage. I said I want a healthy girlfriend.
My brain took it as I don't want a fat girlfriend. And I'm like, yeah, for sure.
That's your daddy issues.
And he's like, I don't want a big girl. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, don't get bigger. I
didn't realize.
I really thought he meant just don't get bigger.
I didn't think I really needed to like.
No, you do. Spell it out for me.
Spell it out for you. Like, hey, let's keep. We're not. Like, well, I just in my head I was thinking like you haven't hit your goal yet.
Yeah, but so I just thought like, hey, like when you said I don't want this, I'm like, yeah, well, you don't. Yeah, cool.
Well, his next girlfriend definitely is not gonna be fat, huh?
I'm like, yeah. As long as I don't get bigger, I'm good. I'm within that threshold.
Just baffling. Just baffling.
But I promise you, that's what processed in my head.
It's literally baffling. Yeah. But at the same time though, it's relatable, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of people listening to this male and female.
I didn't ask you to elaborate,
right? Well, no. I was actually even getting on like a deeper scale of you had the surgery and you wanted to lose weight. Mm-hmm. Fast forward from 2020 to 2024, now you want to be healthy, right? Now, yeah. Now you lost weight. You've lost the weight. Don't get me wrong. So I'm saying, but I'm fast forward. It took that long for you to actually want to have a healthy lifestyle. But I think it stemmed from you getting the surgery for the wrong reason. You just didn't want to have a skinny boyfriend and you be overweight.
Yeah, there was a lot of there's been like mental changes, like
a lot
throughout the whole journey. Let's call it since weight loss surgery, because in the beginning it was that.
What?
I don't. By any means necessary, I need to lose weight to not be bigger than my boyfriend.
My face is a little smaller than yours right now.
Yeah, and it didn't. I'm gonna knock you out. But I'm so happy that you're actually freaking smiling right now. That I'll take it. Keep bashing me. But the mindset was like, by any means necessary. Like I really.
First off, hold on.
Got surgery.
I don't like said bashing. I don't bash you. I say the truth.
Feels good. 2020, middle of pandemic. There was no elective surgeries, and I decided I'm going to cross the border and go get it done because I don't care.
YOLO.
Like, I was gambling my life, and I didn't care because I was reckless. I didn't care about the possible repercussions of it. Then it came to, I just want to look good. I want my boyfriend to think I'm pretty. Not that you never made me feel pretty, but girl stuff in my head. Mm-hmm. And don't care about health. And now I'm at the point where I care about the health part because age is coming, right? Like I'll be 40 in a few years. I'm not 20. I'm 30 something. And I'm like, so health
6 years. So you're
but
old.
Still, like I'm closer to 40 than I am to 20. So like health is very important because since I missed out on my 20s being so big, like I want to make the rest of my life count. Yeah. And the way that I do that is by being healthy. And now I'm also in a stage where like, well, I care about the health and I know what it takes. And now I even go work out without you now, mm-hmm. which I still miss you there. But now I'm at a point where, okay, so I've done all of this work and I'm going to continue to do it. But now I want to see it.
Yeah.
So now I want my surgeries.
Yeah.
Because you had offered to get them for me for years now.
Yeah, you just weren't really ready to put in the work. But like I said, though, that's why this is a great conversation to have, because lifestyle change, our crash diet, our lifestyle change. You realize that the crash diet was cool, but it didn't really fulfill you the way that you wanted to because you had to keep on fighting to keep it off.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep suffering just to fit in a dress.
We drive past McDonald's. We don't both look at each other like before and want to stop, right? Like you said, you level up. Like us eating bad now is like going somewhere strictly for dessert and not bringing something home.
Yeah.
And that's like once every 2 weeks or whenever something like that. Like us living a healthy lifestyle physically and mentally is not having crap in the house.
Yeah.
Also, not following crap on social media, not having crappy people in our life anymore. Us understanding that what we consume physically and also what we consume actually by
it's being healthy, like
healthy everything.
in your mental,
it's
like
mental.
what you ingest, what you hear, what you eat.
Everything, even down to the people who you give not only your valuable time to, but you allow to take your valuable time. You have to be careful on what you consume. You want to be a healthy person. There's not a lot of people in the world that are healthy. You have to eliminate all the poison. And when I'm saying this, I'm not saying I don't drink sometimes. I'm not saying that New Year's. Just I'm talking about my day to day, my week to week, my 90% of the year, right? And a lot of people say the 80-20. And I do believe in the 80-20, but I say 90
80-20 and then work on 90-10.
Well, no, I say 90-10 because we're humans, and I think we get the 80-20 out of the 90-10.
Oh, okay.
That's why. And then the people that do get the 90-10 get the 90-10 and they get the results from the 90-10s. But I think, you know what I mean? I like to set it a little high just because like it gives it a less of a cushion to mess up. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Kind of like with my clients, I bring their fats down a little bit, knowing they're going to go over, but it makes them really second guess what kind of proteins they're consuming. Right? It's a little mind games like that. Right? It's understanding that, you know, we need to build a healthy lifestyle. Yeah. Right? And it's not going to become healthy physically or mentally if we're doing unhealthy things in our day to day.
And it's okay to not finish your food.
It's okay to not finish your food, 100%. It is okay to also mess up some days. It is okay to go to McDonald's some days. Notice I'm saying some days. And don't use those some days as excuses to do every day. And what I mean by that is that a lot of us go off of, like Francine said earlier, we go off of habits. We go off of feelings. Right. Right? And
we're emotional people.
Emotional person. So you're stressed out, you run to a fast food because you don't have time to cook. That's a feeling. Go off of a habit of being stressed out and change that habit to waiting till you get home or going to the gym to let out some stress.
Because when you go to bed, you're going to be proud of yourself.
Yeah. Yes. At the end of the day, yes. Like how proud, even though you gain weight. Right, and you're working your way back down. I think you've lost like 3 pounds so far.
But I'm not bummed out about it because I'm already working.
But aren't you proud of yourself? Like this week, you went to the gym multiple times without me. You did your cardio without me. Like that's what a healthy lifestyle looks. You made yourself feel good, and like I told you this, I'll tell everyone that's listening to this. It is up to you to make yourself feel good. Your husband, your wife, your kids, they can't do that. It can't make you feel good. They give you emotion of feeling good, but like I'm talking about like generally feeling good, happy about yourself and happy with your decisions. You got to do that, right? So you have to have this conversation with yourself as we move into 2025. Do you want to have a crash diet or do you want to have a healthy lifestyle? I think we all know the answer is going to be crash diet. But our true soul really wants to live a healthy lifestyle.
Needs a healthy lifestyle.
Right? We need the healthy lifestyle. Now, we want the instant gratification of a crash diet, but you've done it before. How many times have you gotten a meal plan? How many times have you went to the gym 6 days a week until your body couldn't take it no more? How many times have you ate chicken, brown rice, and fucking vegetables every single day and went to sleep hungry and drink water to fill yourself up? You know, how many single times have you, done cardio 6 days a week or 5 days a week and drove yourself to the ground? How many single times have you, you know what I mean? Yeah. How many times have you, I'm going to lose 10 pounds and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, you gain 20 pounds back.
I'm doing a challenge.
Like, yeah. How many times? How many times are you going to do it? Because if you take all those times you lost the weight and gained it, if you would just focus on changing the lifestyle, tracking your food in a proper deficit, you literally would probably lost more weight than you need to lose. If that makes sense, between losing and gaining.
And I think you also need to remind yourself that the food's not going to go anywhere just because you didn't have it today.
Motion.
Yeah.
With FOMO. We get
even
FOMO.
Like you were even surprised recently. Our friends, they are they're doing a fertility journey, and there was this thing that one of them sent me saying like, as a good luck omen, everyone in the family eats McDonald's fries.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, hey, I was like, can we go to McDonald's? I was like, and then he's like, you looked at me weird. You're like, for what? And I'm like, and then I explained everything. He's like, yeah, for sure.
I love my attitude towards fast food.
Yeah, and then
I really there was said
no
for
one
what?
waiting in line, and we just. And then,
I wouldn't do it. I would have for this situation.
But we only got the fries, no drink, no nuggets, no nothing. We took the picture to send to our friends, and
I
had a couple. I had maybe like a little handful, and then when we got off the car, I threw them away. And you're like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna finish them."
I
like,
did.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna. Well, because I'm just going off of a previous. But yeah, no, and that's like wow, healthy lifestyle, right?
But
like,
I would have inhaled them because I love fries.
I thought you were gonna get a large one. That threw me off too. So you know me, but I'm proud of you for that because you know at the end of the day, it's understanding this. You've made it a very long way. I've made it a long way, but we have the rest of our life in order to maintain this weight that we're currently
keep
at,
tweaking.
and keep on going, and keep on working, and keep on being healthy. Like I told you, this Heavy to Modified brand, this Modify Your Life podcast, you know, this Heavy to Modified brand, you know, that is the tree trunk, and you know, Modify Your Life podcast and coaching is the branches, right? Mm-hmm. It's all surrounded by health, healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Yeah. So literally, if you think about it, we picked the hardest profession to be in because you can't fake being healthy.
And especially
you
this
can't
time of
fake
year.
muscles. You can't fake this stuff. People are going to constantly see us every single day and make content. They're going to look at us for hope that we're maintaining and are still losing or whatever it is we're doing, and we're still winning in life.
Or what the next thing
and
we're
I'm
achieving.
excited for it because I love that me doing the right thing is allowing other people to be inspired to work towards doing the right thing and to be the best version of themselves and to work day in and day out, even when shit gets difficult, right? So like I said, yes, you probably want instant gratification because you're looking for that crash diet, but what your heart really desires is a healthy lifestyle. So go out there and start chipping away. We are a couple weeks away from 2025. And I'm not going to go any further into that because that's going to be the next couple of our podcasts of what we're going to, go over the 2024 and see how it went and whatever. I'm not going to get into all that. Those are just stay tuned for the rest of the podcast. But what I want to say is this: get out there and build a healthy lifestyle. Chip by chip, brick by brick, break it down. Healthy relationship with food, with yourself. And if there is any relationship that you have not fixed or something that you have not let go, I'm telling you right now, let that shit go. That person is no longer hating you. That person, it's just, you're carrying that baggage. That person is still living their bitter ass life. I'm going to call them bitter. I don't know they are, but they're bitter. I agree with you. They're bitter, right? Let that go because moving forward into 2025, you must do something different in order to be different. And if you did not become different this year, then how in the hell is 2025 going to be different if you're still the same person moving forward?
Yeah, where you're going requires more.
Let's go. This is Modify Your Life Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Lopez, co-host Modified Frankie on Modify Your Life Podcast. You are out here working on modifying life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. Get out there, win.
And leave us a comment because you don't comment. And I don't like that.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.
There's no way that this is real.